God used me to be a sacrifice for my family to break generational curses off their bloodline and off of my bloodline. God told me that the reason why I was homeless is because He was using me to be a sacrifice. I told myself when I was homeless, I'm not giving up on this journey. I'm not giving up on this journey. I don't care what it takes. My family thought that I was crazy. They said, girl, you need to get back on Section 8. You need to apply for food stamps. You need to get back on government assistance. And it did not work out for me. When I tried to apply for food stamps, the people would tell me that they could not find my application. I applied over and over again, but they could not find my application. And they was like, you sure you put an application in? And I was like, yes. And it kept failing. I knew God did not want me going back to getting back on Section 8 and on food stamps. He took me out of that. God provided for me when I was homeless. God had destiny helpers assigned to me. When I was posting my journey on TikTok, when I was posting my journey on Facebook, when I was posting my journey on YouTube, people will reach out to me and tell me that God spoke to them and that God wanted them to help me. And people would send me $500. I'm talking about consistently. People would send me $1,000. People would send me 800, 300, 1,200. It would be money coming out of nowhere. And people were hearing from the Lord about my journey. And that's how God provided for me. He used people and people obeyed God. God told me to move to Houston, Texas, and I didn't know nobody in Houston. I didn't have no friends there, no family there. I got my son, he was 3 years old at the time, and I did not know nobody in Texas. God told me to pack my bags, get ready to move. He did not want me to take Section 8 with me. He wanted me to give everything away in my apartment, and I gave everything away for free. Everything. I was so happy to give my TV away. I was so happy to give my groceries away to my neighbor. I was so happy to give my son's toys away to the people that was living downstairs. I was so happy. Like, here you go. Here you go. I gave everything away in my apartment for free. When I moved to Houston, Texas, I got on a Greyhound and I only had over $600 to my name. I didn't know that God was going to have me going to Airbnb, hotel to hotel, motel to motel for over 16 months. God told me, you're moving in a brand new house. God told me, I'm going to bless you with a brand new car. God told me, I am taking you higher. You are going to elevate. You are my Joseph. You are my Esther. You are my Abraham. You are my Moses. I have called you. You have anointing on your life. You have a purpose. You have a calling. Your testimony is going to help my people. Your testimony is going to help people to have faith in Him. This is why I'm sharing my testimony. If you have a Abraham calling on your life and you have a calling on your life just like the disciples, God is going to test you. You are going to go through things. You are going to go through that pruning season. You're going to go through that season without. They went in the season without. They had to rely on God. They had to trust God. They had to have faith in God. The disciples, they were homeless. It was times they were sleeping outside. Abraham, he was sleeping in the tent. He was going to city, going through different countries for the Lord. Hebrews 11 verse 6 says, but without faith it is impossible to please Him. Proverbs chapter 3, 5 through 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Matthew 17 verse 20, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Romans chapter 10 verse 17, So faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. God increased my faith. Like I said, he provided for me. There was times where I was in a hotel, I didn't have no money. I had to sit in the lobby for hours. I was crying, Lord, why am I going through this? I'm suffering, God. I gave up my apartment. I gave up everything, God. Why am I homeless, God? Why am I struggling, God? Am I in poverty, God? The Lord was telling me, you are being tested. I am increasing your faith. I want you to worship me. I want you to praise me. And as I went into praise and worship, I would see money come. I would see blessings come. The Lord did not want me to complain. And in the beginning of my journey, I was complaining just like the Israelites did when they were in the wilderness. God was giving them their manna, but they were complaining. I was in a motel, and it was times where I only had a box of cereal, oatmeal, and some ramen noodles. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get food, but that was my manna. That was me and my son's manna. And it was only like that for a couple of days. And the Lord placed it on a woman of God heart to get us groceries. And she ordered the groceries from Instacart, and it was delivered to us. God never let me go without. God is going to provide for you. God is a God that he will not lie. When he says that he's going to provide your every need, he's going to do it. I don't know who's watching this and who needs to hear this, but you may be being used as a sacrifice for your family. You may be breaking generational curses off your bloodline, breaking poverty off your bloodline. And what's going to happen is blessings are going to come forth. Increase is going to come forth. Finances is going to come forth. And not no little money. Not no little money. Big money's coming. And so you may went through that testing season, that pruning season, that time where God was teaching you how to manage money. And now he's going to bring forth your inheritance. You may be a part of the Abraham's covenant. It says that after 400 years, that basically we're going to come out of this slavery. And it says that Abraham's descendants will come out with great substance, blessings. So when the second Exodus takes place, people are going to be leaving out with blessings. But before the second Exodus, you're going to get blessed. And the time is now. The time is now. The time is now. Do not give up on your journey. You may got your kids with you. You may got your wife with you. You may got your husband with you. And you may be going to place to place to place. And you like, God, you told me to come here. You told me to come to Tennessee. You told me to come to Texas. You told me to come to Alabama. You told me to come to Atlanta. You told me to come to Chicago. God, you don't want me working no job. I'm being obedient. You called me to ministry. I'm not working for nobody. I'm not working for nobody. He is going to bring destiny helpers. I'm telling you. God gave people dreams about my journey. And people were obedient. He never left me hanging. I never had to sleep outside. Yes, I was sitting in McDonald's. Yes, I was sitting in restaurants. Yes, I was sitting in lobbies. Yes, there was a time I was sitting outside for about a couple hours, but I did not have to sleep outside. God will bless me. I will wake up with money on my Cash App. My PayPal was blessed. My bank account was blessed. I had everything I needed. I probably didn't have a lot, but I had everything I needed. I had money for Uber fare. I had money to get a hotel. I had money to get food. Yes, it was times where I went through lack, but God provided, and God is going to provide for you. You have a calling on your life. You have a calling on your life. You have a calling on your life. You will not be homeless forever. Yes, you're probably going through spiritual warfare, but you're going to elevate. You're going to come up higher. Get ready. Your blessing is coming.